So it was exactly 7:29 a.m. when I woke up. My mind was like a crowded inbox full of divine messages. So I did what any reasonable person would do. So I wrote these things down. You see, I was thinking about when I was a kid, and I had this crazy idea that I had superpowers. I mean, who didn't, right? At some point. I don't know. I don't know y'all like that, but I know me, I knew I had superpowers. I was working on my x-ray vision. I was going to walk through a wall one day because it was explained all you got to do is like separate your molecules and atoms, like come one with yourself. Simple. But okay, so I was convinced that if I tried hard enough, I could fly. A little boy, Chicago, like for real. Like I saw stuff. I'm like, oh, I can rise above all this. No, I wasn't like talking about like, of course, getting on the plane and jumping off a trampoline. No, I was talking about real Superman style flying, just to make it okay. No, I used to practice running down the hallway like a mini Olympic sprinter, taking giant leaps into the bed, trying to get further and further out like a long jump. Belly out, fearless. Okay? My mind was set on flying, and in my mind, I was flying. For just that little split second, it was only a matter of time before I soar out the window, turn the corner like Superman. I just knew it. See, that was on me that the white man could fly. I thought, okay, I got it. I don't need no tights. I did have a cape, my house robe. Okay, time to show them what I got. What I got at that time was this belief, the belief from biblical text. First book I ever learned how to read and interpret words from was the Bible. In the beginning, God created the heavens and earth. First sentence that I ever read. I would believe that, of course, I could die and I can go to heaven as long as I have this faith and I've been baptized. This belief in me superseded anything that was going on practically in life. Didn't really care. So the Bible was my first guide to shaping my personal beliefs. But let me tell you, it left me with more questions than answers, okay? A lot of us don't question our beliefs. We take them in and we use them as fact or as the guiding purpose in our lives to behave a certain way or do things by habit. So there's questions that I ask myself through my beliefs, and it's probably what saved my life from jumping out of that window. The whole Noah thing just threw me off. Noah was told to make an ark. And in that story, I have many questions. Like he was instructed by the Lord, and he also was instructed by God to take two of every kind, and then there was another one that said take a different amount of kind. But I'm not going to go into that. What I'm talking about is just like my mind was really set on how could God drown fish if he's killing every living thing, How could he drown fish? It was an issue about that a recreation story. And don't even get me started on the trees and the bugs, all the creepy crawling things on Earth. He's killing every living thing, every living thing. How could he drown fish? I mean, they're already underwater. And what about the birds? What did they do wrong? That's what my little mind is thinking, like, what the birds do? Why, because of man, you punishing everybody. We gonna get rid of everything? Why did they have to die though? I mean, couldn't they do something different? I mean, that's just me. And don't even get me started on the trees. Like, really? The trees gotta go? But did the trees die? They're living, right? They're living things, right? But it was like, excuse me, God, but why are we punishing the plants and insects here? I just don't get it, you know? Anyway, these beliefs, there was this whole thing still about God and also the Lord. Why was there commandments given by God initially, 2 of every kind, and then the Lord, 7 of every kind? And it said that he obeyed both of them, God and the Lord. They're separate. And I was like, wait, are we talking about the same guy here, or is this some celestial tag team? And the biggest question of all, if we die, then why act like dead can be undead? I mean, zombies weren't in the Bible last time I checked. So the rising of Lazarus was like, oh, okay, wow, we can do this. Okay. But then Lazarus died again. So anyway, as we dive into our conversation today, let's keep an open mind, because if a kid can believe he can fly, then who knows what else we might discover when challenging our own limiting beliefs. Now, journey through life, our beliefs shape the boundaries of our reality. They can empower us, but they can also confine us, limiting our potential and the fullness of existence. Now, in my youth, I dared to dream beyond the constraints of gravity, aspiring to soar like the superheroes I admired. The longing for the extraordinary was not just some child's fantasy. It was a testament to the spirit's boundless potential that I knew at that time. Yet, as I grew, I encountered rigid walls of doctrine and dogma, the excuses, the impossibilities of the realities. The stories and the teachings were meant to guide us. Often, they did seem to confine us as well. Now, I find myself remembering times that I pondered, on these old tales where the divine wrath spared none. Even the innocent creatures of the earth, Sodom and Gomorrah, the end times, Revelations, they're coming, Jesus coming back. What was the purpose of such destruction? Were questions that, of course, I've questioned the existence and the realities and these stories. And why were we taught to fear a God who was also proclaimed as a loving God, Elohim, or should I say Lord Jehovah? These questions were not meant to challenge the existence necessarily of a higher power. I know there's a force out there. I know that that force guides us and have given us potential. But I had to challenge the limitations that we place on ourselves, understanding of that power. Right, so I'm getting right to it. The concept of this limiting belief extends beyond this religious doctrine. Okay, it permeates every aspect of our lives, whether we accept it or not. We're taught to see the world through a lens that restricts our vision. We're given the programming. And if you accept this programming, then of course there's fears that come with it. And to fear the unknown is one of the major ones. You don't know what you're going to do tomorrow, but yet we still step into it gracefully. But I want to ask you, what if we dared to question the beliefs? What if we allow ourselves to imagine a reality where we're not bound by the constraints of this convention? We often talk about people who like to get off the grid. Because they have a specific belief that staying on the grid is not healthy. There's a better way of living. And what if we allow ourselves to imagine a reality where we're not bound by the constraints of the norm? What about a limitless potential? There's a lot of manifestations and a lot of spiritual workers, and I really respect them because they're close. They're getting a little bit closer than the mundane. A reality that we actually should know, but the reality that I know, and I'll speak about me, is where miracles are not just confined to ancient texts, but are possible in our own lives. So why not focus on the miracles and produce these miracles each and every day, around every corner, every time you wake up? How many miracles have you done today? How many magic tricks? Now, speaking metaphorically now, but in the mindset of somebody, a miracle is something that where we recognize that true power lies in not just walking on water, okay, but and walking in love for your energy, the love for your energy, and compassion for the spirit of another. Those are the miracles. Where we recognize that the true power lies not in walking on water solely, but in walking in love for your own energy every day, the love of your energy, to be able to use this and reverberate. It's almost like a flame for real, like a piece of flammable material that can ignite and produce energy to those that are around us in the form of heat or light. And also the same sense of the compassion for the spirit of another, because that is your purpose in doing what you're doing. You're infecting the soul of somebody else. In this series, we will explore the concept of this limiting belief and how they can be overcome. This is just an intro into it, but we'll delve into the stories that have shaped our understanding of the world and ourselves. We will challenge the notions that have held us back and discover how to break free from the chains of your own. Let us embark on this journey together with open hearts and minds, ready to transcend the limits of beliefs and embrace the boundless possibilities that await us. You are my tribe. We together will be spiritually attuned. Things going on and what's God's name and all this other stuff. I asked a lot of questions. I was like, wait, why are we talking about the same? Are we talking about the same guy here, or is there some celestial tag team? That's why I attached to the Elohim so greatly and so quickly, that comprises of the Creator. And then shortly I got into understanding as I got older. I was about 26 to 28 before I actually Picked up my first John Clark book, for Dr. Clark and Dr. Ben, and a lot of the other scholars who've come and gone. Van Sertima is one big one. And let my mind go a little bit further. And the biggest question of all was, if we die, if we have the act of dying, or transitioning as I call it now, but if we actually pass on from this world, then why we act like the dead can be undead in this world? Well, zombies weren't in the Bible last time I checked, and the one that we call Lazarus then died again. Who's zooming who? But anyway, so as we dive in, kid can believe he can fly, then who knows what else we might discover when we challenge our beliefs, our personal beliefs. There's limiting beliefs, there's familial beliefs, there's societal beliefs, there's all types of beliefs. And as we journey through life, our beliefs shape our boundary and our reality. And that's why it's so important. That's why I'm starting with this, because there's so many things that men believe about themselves that certainly is not true. And so many things we're combating right now through masculism that tells us that, you know what, I don't think that you get me. I don't think that you get that I'm in the reality. And it's not just my perspective. It's not just my perception. It's not just my reality. It's not just me observing this, but there's a man next to me. There's somebody across the world. There's somebody down the street. We all think the same thing, that somebody else is trying to reshape our reality by imposing. So, a belief is almost like an idea, not as strong as an idea. An idea is the strongest thing that we have on the, what you call spell. Maybe a manifest idea is a spell, a super spell. Because either you can agree with this idea and let that become your belief, or you can disprove this idea, or say by discerning these beliefs, they can empower us. Okay? Imagine that, because if they empower us, now they become the thing that propels and the thing that generates the motion behind. And the more you believe in it, the more it solidifies and calcifies as something solid. And then your habits will always have something to fall back on as a trigger, as an energy source. So they can empower us, but they also confine us, limiting our potential. Okay? I'm getting really deep. I hope y'all following me. I'm a slow down. But I have to get this out, because this is where I woke up thinking about how I was, and how I really was about to jump out a window as a kid. Nobody would have known. And thank God that room wasn't big enough, because I was leaping from the hallway into the bed. I was soaring from there. I don't know how if that was a record or something that I broke, but I'm sure I was aiming for something as a little kid, trying to jump across the bed. I wanted to pass the bed and hit the window. The window was open. If you wanted, I wasn't gonna bust through glass. No, seems like that'll hurt. So this thing that confined me into a belief, into a reality, it did not limit my potential. My potential was up here. It was high. When in reality, I wasn't making it. Thank God. There's such thing as gravity and realism. Okay? But our beliefs can empower us, and I was empowered. But they also can confine us, right? Because there's a reality aspect that will balance out that belief. It will limit our potential, and so how do I allow my masters to relate to this? And anybody telling you who you are and trying to infect your belief. Your belief is not fact. It's not the truth until you prove it. Until you have a track record of proof. And how do you prove something? That's another topic. But I don't want to talk really about makes you human. I want to talk about the fact that, you see, I battle, and I'll talk about this later, but I battle with a little bit of anxiety. Sometimes I can't sit still. Sometimes I shake. I'm shaking right now. Sometimes it's just that thing that I have to continue doing. I can control it. I can stop. But at some point, I'm going to shake again, or I'm going to be looking around. I'll be getting up. I'll be walking around. I'll be thinking, processing. A lot of us battle with anxiety in many different ways. And it's a problem for people around us because they notice that you do what you do, but they don't understand. And it's no explanation. It's just what I do. Whether I shake, whether I have a pen, I got fidget rings, all kind of things that, will help me to keep it calm all my life. A lot of people don't know that about me. I have to have something in my hand. I used to be one that will chew on a pen top. And that was my belief that I needed these things, that I needed something to combat it. It is a fight a lot of times. But I'm the type of person who naturally, without all these things, all these big cities and stuff, I'll be a hunter. I'll be out there hunting. I'll be out there using this gift to run, to climb trees, to fight, to talk to animals, whatever. It'll be different. But, there's these computers and all this other stuff. That's the only thing that will help me to calm it down most of the time. In my youth, I dared to dream beyond the constraints of gravity. Aspiring to soar like the superheroes I admired. This longing for the extraordinary was not just my fantasy, it was a testament to the human spirit's boundless potential. Yet, as I grew, I encountered the walls of doctrine and dogma that I had to follow in order to understand why and what I was doing. How did I think about this? Why is nobody else on this? That's why I was like, y'all know that y'all can fly, y'all can walk on water, be healed, laying hands on folk. The stories and the teachings that I was given was meant to guide us. Often it seemed to confine us. I was like, always, for a good majority of my life, all the way through my 20s and my 30s, I was a warrior. I pondered the tales of the old where, the divine wrath spared none. Not even the innocent creatures of the earth. The birds had to go. What was the purpose for such destruction? It's these questions I asked myself. And why were we taught to fear a God who's supposed to love us, but you fear him? Who is the Lord? Why are we using two different names? There's two different things. There's a God and then there's a Lord. Come on now. Now, these questions were not meant to challenge the existence of a higher power or anything, but to challenge the limitations that we place on understanding that just that power, the concept of the limiting beliefs extends beyond the religious doctrine, of course, but it permeates every aspect of our lives. All these beliefs that we have, we're taught to see the world through a lens that restricts our vision, to accept the status quo and to fear the unknown. And even right now, we're to believe that we're supposed to provide for everyone, supposed to protect everybody, no matter who it got to right now. Or even though it just we're not in the days of the past. I can't trust another man at the gas station, no matter who he is. Especially, I'm judging. As soon as I get out, you got your pants down your ass? I don't know you like that. You ain't my homeboy. Yeah, you look like you don't take care of yourself. I'm already judging. I'm telling you how to get right first, in my mind, before we can talk. I don't want to shake your hand. COVID. Wait, what? If it ain't COVID, it's germs or herpes or anything like that. Like, for real. And all these beliefs. I believe you got herpes. I don't know why I ain't got nothing. It ain't got no factual evidence, but you got herpes. In my mind, yeah. Let me tell everybody. This nigga had herpes, shawty. I don't know. I can't look at him. Don't he look like he got herpes? Know what herpes look like? Me neither. Shit. But we have a problem. We definitely have a problem. There's a solution. What if we dared to question these beliefs? What if we allowed ourselves to imagine a reality where we're not bound by the constraints of this type of convention? I don't even think you know what I just said, but what if we didn't have all this? And this is a woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's a fantasy. It's all kind of things, because a lot of us stay in our realities and in our perceptions. We cannot look at somebody else's perspective because we don't care. No matter how much you say I care about people or care about my family, a lot of us don't have any care at all. Otherwise, there is a way out. But if you're at that door and you're like, nah, I'm not going to go through that door, it's a little difficult. Those stairs look a little steep. How many stairs is it to get to the top? No, I'm not going to do it. That's our mindset. But I think about a reality where miracles are not just confined by ancient texts, but are possible in our own lives. Where we recognize that the true power lies not in walking on water, but walking in love and compassion. Love for yourself and compassion for others. Love for others and compassion for yourself. It's you and everything around you. It's the energy that you wake up with every single day, but not utilizing it. So that's the thing. You can use a minimal amount of energy and never really output what's inside of you to anything else around you. Some of y'all, I'm going way over y'all head. Y'all don't even care about what I'm talking about. But the ones who sticking around and they understand and they can feel this. The love for yourself and compassion for others is the empathy that you show and the blessings that you actually grow. We'll talk about it later. But I do want to let you know that these beliefs that you have to challenge each belief that you have. And that is a lifetime task for some. And I get it myself as well involved with, it could be a year from now. And I face myself with a challenge to understand why do I shake? Or why do I bite my nails? Or why do I think that this girl is not good for me? Or why do I think they got herpes? Why wasn't I worried about COVID before COVID came around? Like, there's a lot to consider when you question the things that you do yourself. Always look at your habits and you can start there. So I like to explore the concept of limiting beliefs. It can be overcome. This is just the beginning. I like to work with people one-on-one. We will delve into the stories that have shaped our understanding of the world and ourselves. We will challenge the notions that have held us back and discover, how to break free from our own chains that we make ourselves. Let us embark on a journey again. While we're on this journey together with open hearts and minds, ready to transcend the limits of our beliefs and embrace the boundless possibilities that await us, let us be honest to ourselves. As we come throughout our time together, we've explored how beliefs can either propel us forward or hold us back. We delved into the depths of our own convictions and questioned the boundaries that they create. Now it's time to take a bold step towards shaping a future that transcends these limitations. Now I present you with an opportunity to paint a new picture of your life, a chance to create a masterpiece. That's what the master in Renaissance Masters is. But the master is the masterpiece that reflects your true potential. It's what you display to others that they can look back and say, you know what? I can see exactly what you are. You might know the ugly parts or the mistakes or saying the mishaps, the hole in the wall, all these things that may be imperfect, but it becomes perfect. But it's a masterpiece to those who look upon you, and that reflects your true potential and the legacy that you wish to leave behind as a masterpiece. Because some art, pieces of art, it gains value after the person passes away. Why is that? Because there's a legacy that is left behind. Let's start planning your masterpiece of a lasting legacy. Imagine starting with a blank canvas, free from the constraints of past doubts and fears. Together we'll explore the colors of your passions, the brushstrokes of your strengths, and the textures of your values. Now, we'll design a life that is not only a reflection of who you are, but a testament to the legacy you wish to build. Clear Canvas is more than just a coaching package. It's a journey toward self-discovery, transformation, and lasting impact. It's an opportunity to redefine your story and create a legacy that will inspire generations to come. So I invite you to take this step with me. Let's embark on this journey together and paint a future that is as vibrant and extraordinary as you are. Reach out to me after this message and let's start planning your masterpiece of a lasting legacy. Remember, the only limits that exist are the ones we place on ourselves. It's time to break free, embrace the possibilities, and create a life that knows no bounds. Join me in the Clear Canvas coaching package, and let's make your dreams a reality. Thank you, Coach Rahm.